Hello, ladies, gentlemen, others. How is everybody doing today on this beautiful whatever day it is? It is I, your best buddy, your pal, your fella, Kuro. I missed you guys. I know I haven't uploaded a video in close to a month now. I'm very sorry for that. If any of you guys were waiting for content, it's, you know, I was going through, it was a time, okay? It was a time, but that time is over, and today a new time starts. This is my first video of the new year, so I figured we'd kick it off with a bang. Today, guys, we have episode number 15 of our PvP Clip of the Week series. Yes, number 15. We've done a total of 15 of these now. Isn't that crazy? So today, this one is going to be kinda special. Today's episode will feature nothing but duo clips, prime two-man action, beautiful stories of brotherhood and camaraderie overcoming immense and overwhelming odds out there in the war-torn land of Cyrodiil. We have some pretty impressive clips here today that we're going to check out together. We're going to talk about them, we're going to have a little bit of fun, and then if you guys feel so inclined, you can head over to my YouTube community page where you can vote to decide on who you think should win Clip of the Week this week. Last time's winner was, of course, Heaven's Last Gift. His clip is playing on screen right now. Now, before we hop into the clips, I would just like to give a big, massive, huge shout out to all of my supporters over on Patreon, as well as those of you who have been supporting me over here on YouTube with the YouTube channel member feature thing. I really appreciate you guys, because you guys are doing a massive part in helping me make sure that I can keep this YouTube thing going, and you are amazing. Also, a big thank you to everyone that hits that subscribe button, that bell icon, that thumbs up, and leaves a comment, because you guys are helping me out more than you know. Now, if you guys would like to get involved with future Clip of the Week episodes, you can check down in the description for all of the information that you would need to do that. I do look forward to seeing some more faces in the future. We're going to get back to doing this every week, starting today. And yeah, without any further ado, guys, let's go ahead and get into this. Let's watch some people get violently brutalized. Let's talk about it. Let's have some fun. Coming on into clip number 1, we do have a name that I do not know how to pronounce. It's like Millaurie, I'm really unsure here, but they are playing with their friend Mr. Togal. They are on, I'm pretty sure, PCEU, and they are bringing some pain to the back of this siege group here. They are doing, again, like I said before, we got some 2vx action going on here. Two-man versus this entire group. Now, as you can see, Millaurie, I'm just going to say it like that for the remainder of the video, just to not bounce back and forth between 17 different pronunciations. If I'm wrong and you see this video, tell me I'm wrong, and I will apologize to you with a bouquet of flowers sent straight to your front door. But anyway, Millaurie's coming in here, breaking a couple of spines. Already dropped 3 guys together now onto this DK, big dizzy swing combo with the sub, with the Dawnbreaker, with the execute. Absolutely pop that guy. One guy is going to try to get away here, light attacking the guards, trying to do his part to help the siege defense, or help the siege assault. I don't know, it doesn't matter though. He takes a dirt nap, gets clapped. This guy got a little separated from the group, now he's got all these guards on him, and our 2 warriors here, they're going to go ahead and just pound the back of his cranium until he stops moving. On to the next guy here, not even sure what class this fella is, but it doesn't matter. Couple of dizzy swings, big heavy attack right there for the stun, and the Dawnbreaker bringing him down. Now at this point, I believe a vast majority of this group is wiped, but there is more coming up the rear and getting the bodies back up. Try to get onto that first guy there, that was on his mount. He gets off, immediately goes into cloak, so on to this 5-star here, who happens to be a very beefy boy. So they're not going to put him down quite yet, just kind of back up real quick, rebuff, back onto him now with the sub, with the dizzy swings, big Dawnbreaker here. Teammate comes in, both doing a little bit of damage to this guy. He's trying to get away. Big fat blast bones there. A couple of executes to the fella's noggin. Brings him down onto this Magplar now, who took a massive amount of damage from that stray blast bones. Almost immediately decimate them, but they do get stunned and healed up, which is unfortunate, but it does happen from time to time when you try to commit to a kill. You just can't do it because there's 17 people on you and they are making it really difficult. Now, as you can see, there is quite a large group here. They are not very happy with the things that are going down inside this keep at the moment, so they are going to jump on Millaurie and Togal here and just try to steal their sneakers, but little do they know, both of our warriors here do double knot their sneakers every time they tie them, and they are quite snug, and they are not going to be removed from those feet without a fight. So they go into the tower, rebuff, come back out, immediately put the fear of God into these guys, making them all back up real quick, dropping one body, then heading back into the tower. At this point, they are a little pissed off now. They've been losing friends left and right, so they're going to try to take Millaurie's friend here, putting a lot of pressure into Mr. Togal. So they're going to try to distance themselves from this, get upstairs, get up to the 3rd floor, go ahead and drop the sub down for a good combo here. There's the sub, couple of dizzy swings to this man's nose. It's not going to work though, because Templar, it is what it is. Going to go ahead and drop down the Purify, the Rune, the Living Dark, literally 17 different heal over times, and he is not going to die, and it sucks, but it is what it is. Up here, fully buffed now, good health pools, they're looking good, good offense there, big fat Dawnbreaker drop, bringing 2 guys down to low health, but they are not able to secure any kills because the Magplar says no with those Honor the Deads, heals himself, heals his friends, heals everybody, and it is annoying. They're going to go ahead and move on over here to the middle tower. One lone warrior is going to push them by himself, and he is going to immediately regret that decision, dodge roll backwards, try to get out of there, but they are on his fucking ass. They are slapping him with those dizzy swings. He is trying to roll away, trying to get some distance here, but it's just not working out for him. He's stuck, but the group is converging now, so they have to be smart. Togal takes a lot of damage, which is not too bad because that puts the enemies on hyper aggression mode, and it makes them not realize that they are taking a lot of damage to the back of the head. So they do bring down that one guy, and now they are 2v2, nice and fair fight here on to this Sork, who has just been abandoned by his one and only friend. The Sork takes a lot of damage from that blast bones, almost immediately dying, dropping down the stairs though, bashing this res, making sure that the friend does not get back on his feet. Big fat dizzy swing, then the Dawnbreaker drop, bringing them both down. One guy kind of just slides out of danger, but it doesn't matter because they do finish him off with the executes. Now, there is still more to be done, clearly, as the Reds are sieging this keep with all of their might. Gonna go ahead and just come on behind this guy here, just take his lunch money. He doesn't even know what the hell is going on by the time he's dead. There's a guy right here with the Bombard on the bow. That's pretty annoying, so that has been made a primary target. Big fat sub there with a nice Dawnbreaker, almost bringing that guy down, but he does streak and stun our friend, and they are on the reses, so they now have to start watching these bodies and not allowing them to get the res. There is a Destro ult on the body, so they are trying to give themselves an opportunity to pick their friend up. Nice big fat Dawnbreaker drop with the sub right there, bringing that guy down to low health, and instead of healing himself or anything, he just decides to dodge roll a couple of times. It doesn't save him. He does go down onto this guy who is doing nothing but turning himself into a fucking helicopter with cleave. Couple of dizzy swings. Here come the executes. He's dodge rolling. He's doing a good job of not taking the damage, but he's not responding in any other way. He's just rolling, not healing, and he does eventually die. Back over here on to the Sorcerer, who is now streaking away like a valiant fighter. We love to see it when the Sorks refuse to fight and just decide to leave. You could say that he was outnumbered in that situation, but that would be rather crass considering the fact that these two have been fighting an entire group of 10 to 15 people by themselves. So that Sork has literally zero excuse. Now they are hanging out over here. Gonna go ahead and rush the first flag here while this guy is in his bag, not even paying attention. Big fat combos there from both of them on the AFK, bringing him down. Go ahead and get rid of that guy because he was clearly in the wrong fight. I don't know. Here is the tanky guy from before who they are not going to be able to kill in any amount of reasonable time, so they're going to walk away, taking a lot of pressure here, a lot of ults to the back of the head. Doesn't feel very good on Millaurie. He's going to go ahead and get up top, get the heals up, and try to kite and LOS these guys long enough for him to get a good offensive window. This guy is at half health, turn around with the sub, try to execute, but he does get bombarded, and he cannot land the subterranean on the back of that dude, and he doesn't get the opportunity to secure the kill. Now, they do have a really nice ult drop here. 2 bodies, boom, perfect unison almost. One guy kills one guy kills the other guy. That was the most interesting and intricate sentence I've ever spoken in my entire life, but you guys get the point. But now, at this point, the Reds have taken this keep and claimed it for their own, and things are just going to go downhill very fast. Togal is going to die just off screen like a side character, and Millaurie is going to be not too far behind, and it's a very sad time. So, guys, I would like to take this moment to just drop an F for these two brave warriors. that was the end of their clip, guys. Hope you enjoyed it. Let's move on to clip number 2. Now, coming on into clip number 2, we have BulletzDontMiss and BigRob on, I believe, the Xbox in a server. BulletzDontMiss wanted me to make sure you guys knew that his friend BigRob here was very low CP, about 300, so keep that in mind as you watch the clip. We got a Mag Sork and a Magica Templar, I believe, working together here. They are sieging this keep, trying to flag it and bring some fights to them. As you can see, it worked. We do have one DK here that has gotten a little big for his britches and decided to jump on our friends by himself, pops the corrosive, and it's not enough to keep him alive. He's taking a lot of pressure down there, while BulletzDontMiss is getting sniped in the back of the head. Not a big deal though, because as you can see, this guy doesn't know how to keep himself alive, and he's going to take a lot of damage here. Big fat frag, big fat execute on both of those guys, blowing them both up, bringing them down, and now our friends are able to get back to their business and continue what they were doing. They're losing ballistas left and right, and that is unfortunate, but what can you do? This is wartime, you know? There's a reason that the alliances are making us pay taxes, and that is so they can fund these wartime things and give our troops ballistas enough to siege keeps like this. So they're back onto the keep, hitting the wall, making sure it doesn't get repaired, and just keeping it flagged to bring more fights. As you can see, that has worked. They've got a few guys pushing up behind them now. One guy takes a lot of damage, has to kind of peel off to the side there. You can hear the snipes going off, and you can see Bullets immediately responding by locating the ranged guys and putting some damage into him. Go ahead and feed this guy his second dose of ass beating. He takes the entire thing, goes to sleep like a good little boy. I wish that all children would be so agreeable. Now we're on to the next couple here. One guy is going over here to burn the siege, I suppose, because I guess that takes precedence over fighting, because why wouldn't it? Immediately blows up, and now we're turning around here. As you can see, BigRob has deleted somebody onto the second one here. BigRob and Bullets immediately putting a lot of pressure into him to the point where he has to resto ult to save himself. Not a good look. Go ahead and put the curse up on this fella here while BigRob bashes the res. Nasty fear from the Nightblade tank, which is going to be very annoying to deal with as they move on with this. Going to go ahead and put the execute up on this guy, bash the res, and as you can see, he's got about 55k HP on the Nightblade. It's going to be a real pain in the dick to kill. Go ahead and bring that guy down from range on to the next guy here who is dotted up. He goes into stealth onto, again, the tank. Just kind of trying to pick targets here, putting a lot of damage into the tanky boy. Both of them here, so they're going to be able to bring him down, thankfully. Turn around. This, I think Templar is stuck fighting the guards, and he gets himself into a bit of a situation where he is not able to recover, and he does take a bit of a dirt nap, and that is the end of him. And that is almost the end of the clip, because we do have one or two more guys coming in here. We got that tank from before showing up. I don't know what his plan was, but he is going to go ahead and hide in stealth. Yeah, it was a great plan. It's a great plan. On to the Templar here, who comes in with the tiniest little wiener crest I've ever seen in my entire life. Go ahead and blow him the fuck up. And now we see a Nightblade cloaking off there in the distance. And gonna go ahead and put the curse up on him, put the execute up on him, and he's just going to explode, just taking him immediately out of the game. Turn around here, we got people on the reses, drop the atro, put the curse up onto the guy that's half health with the execute there. Nice streak to stun a couple of them. The guy that was at low health has now healed up. Big unfortunate, but he's going to continue to pressure him anyway. See, this guy is not responding too well to the pressure he is taking, so he's going to go ahead and change targets there, while the tank puts down a ballista to siege. You can't make this stuff up, people. Now he's going to go ahead again, put the curse on to the guy that is having a hard time staying alive, finish him off, streak through him there. On it to the Nightblade with the snipes, going to go ahead and put the execute up on him. He's going to blow up, toss a frag at this level 22, I don't know what you're doing, but it was a mistake, blow him up, and now there's only one or two more guys left here. There's one guy sniping over there in the distance, completely unaware of what is going on around him and how much danger he is in, and he does take the L, he does explode. And my friends, after they get rid of this one guy that is rezzing, that is going to be the end of the clip. Big explosion here. He goes down, and that is a big fat W for our friends BigRob and BulletzDontMiss. Now, coming on into clip number 3, we have the one and only Mr. Patch Notes himself, is there no one else, with our mutual friend Blap out here doing God's work in Cyrodiil on Xbox and A. Else notices a Nightblade doing a nasty bow ultimate from afar, comes in with the big fat in cap into the bow with the light attack surprise attack combo, finishing off the Nightblade, and now his friend Blap is being surrounded by 7 to 8 reds. That is not good, but it's okay because Blap is a literal tank who does not die unless the world is literally ending around him, and that is just not the case here. So they go ahead and secure one kill. They're being sniped, they're being ulted, and they're being heavy attacked from mysterious sources, so they do have to get on to the kite game now. now they're going to go ahead and get up here, up these stairs. Else is going to go ahead and drop the shade down, make sure he's got that mobility ready to go if he needs to use it. Locates someone here with the proxy debt that could be nasty, so he goes ahead and targets that guy, but he does dip away into stealth, so Else decides he is going to go ahead and get some distance rebuff himself. Tries to put down the shade, I believe, and then reshades back to where he had the last one. Don't think he meant to do that. I think he was just trying to rebuff, but sometimes it just be like that. And now the yellows and the reds have come together and are now battling on two fronts. Luckily, that leaves Else and Blap to deal with a lot less guys for a moment here, both focusing on this one mag DK until a nasty ganker comes out of stealth, almost stealing Else's sneakers, but luckily his hairline was defended by a big beautiful leap from Blap, and of course Else shows the Nightblade how to Nightblade with a nice surprise attack to the back of the cranium, bringing him down, and of course Blap drops some nuts on the top of his noggin, and now both guys are back onto the mag DK, but the mag DK is tanking on through, and he is heading back into the group here to get a little bit of a reprieve and some backup. So now, taking a quick dodge roll back behind the house, it looks like the reds have been pushed back, and those yellows are now just doing their thing. There are still just a couple of reds, so Else and Blap have a little bit of time to recanoodle and get themselves ready for the impending yellow attack, but they decide, instead of pushing into the yellows, which might be certain death, they decide to just come on over here and attack the reds instead. Nice delayed in cap there with a bow that hits this man 2 seconds after it is fired, absolutely ripping his scalp from his head and sending him to the afterlife. That is classic Grey Host lag right there. We love to see it. One Nightblade going into stealth, Else pulling him out with the Camo Hunter, trying to surprise attack him, but the game is just not allowing it. Eventually does get the Executioner to connect to his forehead, hitting him for a nice fat 14k, bringing him down. Another Nightblade going into stealth here. One guy at half health going to come on in here with the surprise attack to the back of the knees, bring him down, and now just rebuffing here. The yellows apparently are friends and they are not going to attack, so Else and Blap are in the clear for a moment to clean up the rest of these reds that are hanging out in the back. This guy is still wearing Crimson. I don't know what patch he thinks we're in, but clearly it is not the right one, because that set is absolutely useless now. It doesn't do anything for him and he dies, and now our boys are going to take a step back, see a couple of Nightblades hanging out back here. That's a Sork actually, I lied to you, but he's not going to last very long. Takes a big fat leap and a surprise attack from Else, and now they are again on to the Nightblade hunt. We see one come out of stealth here, does a quick little Fighters Guild bow towards Blap. Else comes out of stealth, pops him, scares him a little bit, he runs away, tries to pull him out of stealth with the old Camo Hunter. Doesn't work, he gets too far away, and it is over. Turn around, and Blap is just over here 1vx in the entire red server by himself, because, I mean, who needs a partner, right? You know, Blap is a literal fucking unit. But now that that is done, there's a quick cut here because the boys waited outside just a minute on top of these bodies. They already know that fellas are going to come back because they're not very pleased with the events that had just transpired, and they want to get revenge. So Else immediately goes into stealth because he knows there is a sniper. He pops a detect pot so he can locate said sniper, drops a big fat end cap on the top of the man's head, and then finishes him off. On to the next guy here, low health Warden, so that means it's not going to be able to heal itself at all, putting a lot of pressure into him, but his buddy Blap is being pressured very hard by these two, so he decides to come up the rear to back him up, giving him a little bit of support. Onto the Nightblade here. The Nightblade does go in the cloak, so Else goes ahead and rolls away and gets some distance, spots the res here, comes in for the bash, boops the snoot, he goes into stealth, hides for a moment because that's just how it is, you know, you gotta hide in stealth until you can get your friends up sometimes. Now, they do have backup coming in. We got one yellow, I believe a sorcerer. No, that's a Magplar coming here to assist the fellas for a moment. Give them a little bit of a breather. They don't last forever. These these blues that are coming in to assist will actually be dispatched pretty quickly here. Big fat end cap on that Sork as his shields go down. He did not keep them up well enough. On to the guy in the back here who is sweating his friend, and they're just going to give him the quick 1v3 while the the Magplar beams him from a distance, but he is of course a Mag DK, so he's going to hold block and press the same button 7 times in a row and not die, because that is how Mag DK is these days. But hey, what can you do? A little bit of pressure there. The guy goes a little too offensive, and he does fall in battle. He succumbs to his wounds, and he is no longer a warrior on this field. Now gets a nice stun here on the Warden. Warden goes ahead and blocks, turtles up there, and does not die. And the rest of the reds are now approaching fast from behind. Else going ahead and setting himself up in cloak here for the big engage on this fella here with the bow. Another Nightblade brings him down to really low health with the in-cap bow combo. He gets a little bit of AP there on the side. Don't know if that was the kill or something else, but I'm fairly positive that the man did die because he ran away with about 5 HP. Else almost gets ganked, replies very good, dodge roll cloak, gets out of there. Comes back, reacts, slaps one guy on the face with the old surprise attack while his buddy's got him dotted up, bringing him on down. Couple of gankers coming out of stealth here, and that is no good because those guys are going to hurt quite a bit. Tries to catch one, but then gets ganked by the other. Again, Else is just, he's built different as a Nightblade. He is built forward tough, and he's not going to go down to a mere ganker. Now he's going to chase this Nightblade around, trying to bring him down. He does eventually succumb to dots and falls in battle. Very good, we love to see it, but they are being sniped from distance, hit by sorks, hit by a bunch of other people from range, poking them with the stabs, poking them with the bows, just being general nuisances. So now Blap has to do the Blap thing and be a tank, absolutely tanking through 4 different people here. Else with the beautiful in cap there with the animation cancel, dodge roll, executioner, bringing him down, and now there are about 5, 6, 7 guys on the hill there coming down here trying to run our boys' pockets. They're going to go ahead and split the group while Blap tanks a few up on the hill. Else is going to go ahead and fight a couple of them down here on the low ground, brings down the one Nightblade onto the Sork now, cloaks up, tries to in-cap, game doesn't allow it to happen. Sork gets his shields up while the in-cap goes off now, and he does manage to survive the ult dump there, and Else does not get the opportunity to kill him because of performance. So he goes back to help his buddy Blap here because he knows he's being outnumbered, overwhelmed pretty heavily, brings down that guy with a ranged bow, brings down this guy with a couple of light attacks and a surprise attack, badges this res, hits this guy with an in-cap, blows him up onto the next guy here, takes a bit of a dizzy swing there. He's gonna go ahead and dodge roll, react to that very nicely. But now this is where the telltale wind blows, and our boys are going to meet their maker. Unfortunately, 17v2 is just not a good fight, and Else does take a dirt nap, and that is the end of their clip. Coming on into clip number 4, we have a short and sweet, nice bit of scroll farming action here inside of the house in Bruma. This is NastyYc. He is a great content creator himself, DK main over on the PlayStation server with his friends Stolas X, and they are going to show us what 2 DKs can do when they are together. They're going to go ahead and bait the group over here into this nice tight space, this nice condensed little corridor, drop the ults. Both have big leaps, bringing down one of the fellas here, turning on the guy in the back that is low health, but Nasty does take a massive amount of pressure, dropping down to about 5% health, and he's got to pull off and heal himself. He's wanting to get that bash, but he again is taking too much pressure, so he goes ahead and lets them get that guy back up to jump off the side to stay alive. Sometimes your survival is more important than keeping the enemy bodies down. They're both going to hit this guy with a good bit of dot pressure, bring him down really low, and almost kill him, but he does manage to back up and catch a little bit of off healing, and right there, another big fat leap dump from Nasty on the guy that was at low health, but he is not able to stick it through and kill him, but fortunately he does take a lot of damage, and the dots finish him off right in the middle of the group because the healer, I guess, had to stop to take a drink. I don't know. He was on break for a moment there. Now, we've got 2 guys sitting over here on the side. That's going to be who our boys are going to want to focus because they are split up from the rest of the group, but they do all reconvene here and push into the room just for a moment, get a look at the evil glow in Nasty's eyes, realize it's a bad idea, back the fuck up. One guy didn't quite get the memo, and he does get folded in half like a piece of parchment paper. Now, we are 2 or 3 bodies down in here. They are a little confused, a little scared. They're not healing up very well outside. So here the boys come with the nice dot up, big fat leap combo from both of them, dropping 2 bodies. 2 guys jump on top of them. Bunch of damage there. We got the crest sweep. We got the stupid fucking set, you know, the one that is basically a class, I can't remember the name of it, Dark Convergence, doesn't matter. Gonna go ahead and bring one guy down on the stairs. Last guy here, big fat leap, he's trying to dodge roll those executes, it's not gonna do him any good, and he's gonna go down, and that is the end of Nasty's clip. Coming on into our 5th and final clip, we have NightwolfPact, otherwise known as El Blanco here on YouTube, with his friend Dragonborn SDK. I'm assuming that stands for Stam DK, because both of our boys right here are, of course, Stam DKs. They're bringing the Omega Chad energy, and they're going to show this group of profligate wastrels what they are packing in the back pockets here. Now, this guy comes in by himself. He's feeling pretty tough until he catches both DKs dotting him up at the same time, decides to turn tail and run, tail between his legs. He's a little afraid, sees that his friends are starting to engage now, and he gets brave, turns around, puts a little bit of damage in. Our boys go inside the tower. This guy catches a big fat nasty whip to the back of the cranium, big leap, follow up by the friend, and an execute to the back of his skull to finish him off. On to the next guy here, trying trying to buff up and get outside of the building, because being in the building is not a good idea. Unfortunately, 4 guys on that body, getting the boy back up, getting him back in the fight, and now they are back, I think, 6 to 7 strong here at the moment. So our fellas are just going to hang out inside the tower, wait for the dudes to come in, because this is their spot. All right, they're going to go ahead, full send the commitment here. They're going to defend this because towers, 1, are very strong, and 2, these guys are going to be afraid to come in. They always are. They're going to take it first. They always do. They're going to take it, they're going to flip it, then they're going to have the balls to come in. So our fellas know they've got a little moment to breathe here and just get ready. You know, think about what they're going to do. Think about what's going to be for dinner later. Go ahead and dot up this guard. Get rid of him, because mage guards are really, really annoying. Turn around on the first guy that tries to engage, and he's not really packing too much, so our boy's just going to buff himself up. Going to go ahead and dot the fella and do a lot of damage to him here. And lo and behold, 3 more come up the stairs for the assist, and it's not looking too good. Big fat leap there to get those boys off of NightwolfPact, and now they are on the back foot here because they've got about 7 dudes up in their grill. They're all, I think there's like 3 DKs and a healer or some such in this group, so it's going to be pretty nasty. But we do have Nightwolf in the corrosive. 1 guy drops down, takes a little bit of fall damage, and a big fat nasty whip combo. Almost dies, but you know, that dragon blood life, he does not take the L right there. And there's a big fat meteor coming in, kind of nasty, so they're going to go ahead and kite away from that, get out of that dot, because it doesn't feel too good on the old soles of the feet. Now they're going to come here, dot up this group. They're both waiting to drop the ultimates at the same time. See a couple of guys drop low health. I know he wants to do it, but he's got to be patient. 1 guy here, separated from the group. Gonna go ahead and take the L, the dots, the reverb, the execute, bring him on down. Now we have 3 guys right here, all nice and dotted up at about half health. Big fat leap dump from both of these fellas, securing not 1 but 2 kills. He's taking a lot of damage from the back of the head there. He's got to go ahead and kite, got to get his heals back up, got to rebuff. They did secure 2 more bodies, but they do have to be careful because they are still dealing with 2 mag DKs. Big fat whip right there, very disgusting. The game is not allowing him to execute though, because this is ESO, and sometimes it just be like that. Fortunately, he does eventually get it off with a leap there to finish that guy off. 1 guy comes up the stairs by himself. He doesn't realize all of his friends are dead, so he's going to go ahead and try to run away like a brave warrior should. 1 guy right there, I don't even know what the hell happened to him. He just kind of took some damage out of nowhere. I guess he fell and then got Blapped. I don't know. Anyway, he's dead. Doesn't matter. On to the mag DK that was trying to run away. Get him with a couple of whips there. Dot him up. Reverb him. On to the execute spam. Dragonborn whips him in the back of the head with the old noodle. Brings him down. And that is the end of this clip. That is the end of our clips for today, my friends. And with that, guys, that is the end of today's video. That's the end of the clips. That's the end of the fun. I know it didn't last long enough. I wish we could be like this forever. I love you guys. But do make sure to go and show support to all the content creators that sent in their clips for this week's episode. I do think there was some really good stuff here, lots of great players, and a lot of diverse content, and I'm glad I was able to see it and share it with you guys. And yeah, it was a lot of fun. Now, don't forget to head on over to the YouTube community page so you can vote on who you guys think should win, because I really want to know. I kind of want to see what you guys are thinking on this. There was a lot of long fights, there was a couple of short fights, and they were all valid. Every last one was a valid fight, and I think they were all pretty damn great, and I would like to see what you guys have to say about it. If you enjoyed the video, why not give it a thumbs up? Why not join us for some more in the future with a sub, with the bell icon click? You know, it just takes 2 seconds, really helps me out, does the algorithm a lot of good, and yeah. Without any further ado, guys, I'm gonna stop bothering you now. I know I've been talking for the past 20-30 minutes, and you're probably getting sick of it, so I'm gonna stop. Just know that I love you, and I appreciate you, and I hope you have a freaking amazing day. Mwah. Kuro out.